Hey everyone, welcome to another 747 update for Copilot this week. We have some few things to go over, so let's just jump right into it. The first update we pushed this week is pretty awesome, and that is we updated our routes page to allow you to only route selected stops or visits on your list. So let me show you why this is really cool. So if you go to your dispatch board and routes page now we have the option. Before, when you hit optimize, it would only optimize your entire list. You could kind of do it here by filtering and do it by crew, but regardless, it was only filtering or routing your entire list. Now you can go in here and select these boxes. You can even use shift selecting and hit optimize/save, and it'll only route those selected visits in the list. So the reason why this is cool is because now you can select like blocks of visits and route for multiple crews that way. So how this works, as I'll kind of show you. As you can see, I have a few visits here for crew 2 and for crew 1, and then we'll just assign the rest of these to crew 3. And so now I can go down here and I can select crew 3 and hit optimize for shortest. And it's going to go ahead and optimize crew 3 for the shortest route. And then I can go in here, uncheck these, and I'm going to select all the crew 1s. And as you see, they're at the bottom of the list right now. But I'm going to hit optimize, and it's going to only optimize the route for what I had selected in those groups of crew 1s. And then I can do the same for, let's unselect. I'm going to do the same here for crew 2, and I'm just going to optimize the route for crew 2. So now you can look at your list and you can know that all the routes for crew 2 are in the right order, all the routes for crew 1 are in the right order, and all the routes for crew 3 are in the right order. So then when your employees log in on their app and they only are looking at what's assigned to them, you can be sure that they're in the right order. So really awesome update for the route page, makes it much easier to route for multiple crews. All right, let's go to the next one. And this one's also pretty nice. And that is we added budgeted hours to our calendar view. So for the month and the week. So if we go to schedule and we'll just go to month view here and calendar. And on at the top here, you'll see there's this button now that shows and hides a column right here for budgeted hours. And this makes it super nice for scheduling to make sure that you are not going over your budgeted hours capacity. So let me scroll down to a week that has some open visits. As you can see, I have gone over our budgeted hour capacity, but right here it shows you your capacity. This is getting pulled from your employee page. However many employees you have with their budgeted hour capacity gets added up here. And then this shows you what's scheduled, and it also shows you the difference between scheduled visits and recurring visits. So you can kind of see where you're spending your most time, if it's single visits or recurring visits. And as you can see, I went way over on this week, and we need to move some things around on the schedule. But really nice for scheduling, really speeds up your workflow, and you make sure that you're not overworking your employees so that they don't burn out, which is great. Next thing is we are still working on our sequence automations. As you can see, this is in beta currently, and we just added a really simple function, but a very necessary one, and that is the ability to edit sequence automations. So now if you have a sequence automation made, you can go in here and click the edit page, and you can edit, the trigger or the actions. You can add conditions or here, and then you can just update your sequence. So just a nice, very necessary update for our sequence automations beta. Next thing is a very, very small improvement, but very nice. And that is we sped up the loading time for the timeline on a customer profile. So you might not remember, but if you do, when you clicked on a name, the timeline would take forever to load. But as you can see now, it is basically instantaneous. You can click here and show more very fast. So We were just noticing that was taking a long time to load that. We just wanted to optimize it and make it faster. And then last thing I wanted to show you guys was this week for Copilot was really about fixing bugs and optimizing the software. And so that's why we don't have a ton of features this week. But if you go under support here and click on the update notes, you can see I already have one open here filtered to this week. We did a ton of bug fixes this week. These are all updates that we pushed this week from last Friday to this Friday, really just trying to dial in the software and make it feel stable and fast. And I really think that it's worth it, and it made a huge improvement. So yeah, really this week was focused on these bug fixes. Next week we'll start working on a few more really awesome feature developments, some of them that you guys have been asking quite a bit for. So that's really exciting. But I just wanted to point this out, that we did a lot of optimization and bug fixes this week. And that's kind of why the 747 update was a little short on features, but definitely worth it. So thank you guys again. We really appreciate you guys using our software, giving us feedback, and I feel like we're just making Copilot better and better together. So have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next Friday.